Okay, so far we've been writing functions and all they've really been doing is maybe a little bit of simple math or maybe printing something. So here's an example where I'm defining a function that can print a little greeting. I can call that function by putting the function name, parentheses, and then any arguments it takes. Remember, if I don't pass the arguments, I get one of these messages, missing one required positional argument, and the variable name is name. Sorry, the parameter name is name, but really it is a variable. And so here, if I put Colleen and I run it, it'll say, hello, Colleen, welcome to CS105. And if I'm needing to do that a lot, it might be helpful to encapsulate it into a function so I can call it with different people's names, right? I can put Colleen and Max and Hafsa, and then I can welcome all of them. Okay, something that can be actually more helpful is when I have some modifications I want to make to a data structure, like a list, and then I can wrap those in a function, and the function can do some of that work for me. So I'm going to define a function that will add 42 to a list. And it's going to take in my list, or maybe I'll call it the list. It'll take in a list, and then what it's going to do is it's going to append the number 42 to that list. The list.append 42. And that's not like super interesting. I'll have it add, maybe I'll have it add 42 to 45. Just so I add a few more lines of code in here. So, okay, this is still pretty silly, but I just wanted to show we could be doing multiple things. Now I will call this. So I'll say input list, and I'll put 1, 2, 3 in it. And then if I call the function, so I take the function name, parentheses, and then I pass it any arguments, input list. And then after that, I will print, check it out. It has added and modified the list for me. Let's look at this in PythonTutor. Okay, so I've got my code here in PythonTutor. The first thing I'm going to do is execute line 1. What that does is that creates that function. Remember, it gives that value of that function name. It gets assigned to essentially code that can execute the body of that function. And it represents that here as defining that function as a function. Okay, next we're going to execute that line to create the variable input list. And you can see it's that input list 1, 2, 3. Okay, I modified it so that it's 11, 22, 33. That can avoid us confusing it with the index of the elements. All right, now I'm going to call that function. So I say next. Here it's calling the function. So this was our global frame, or things sort of on the far left. Here now we're going to be jumping into that function. And inside that function, input list, which we defined, has the exact same value as the list within our function. So by passing it as an argument, now those reference the same thing. Now let's execute the lines of code. So I say next, that's going to go into the body. I'm going to append 42, then I'm going to append 43, then I'm going to append 44 and 45. Since we don't explicitly return anything, our return value is none. And then we go to next. And what we see is that input list references that updated list. And our function has finished executing. So now we no longer see the variable the list because that only existed while it was running that function. I think it's a good idea to use PythonTutor to try and play around with how this stuff works.